TD Jakes has made it his responsibility to deliberately clear his record since every one of the claims in regards to his relationship with P. Diddy seemed internet-based. He has resolved the issue on a few network shows. This dramatization began in December 2023 when Jake began attempting to demonstrate his innocence and shut down the allegations against him. With each painstakingly picked second shown, he has endeavored to disperse the snare of charges that have harmed his standing, making and earning. G's story that has admirers enthusiastically anticipating his next revelation. Jake's conscious treatment of the allegations constructs strain as the dramatization creates captivating watchers to give close consideration to each expression of this developing story of notoriety and attainment in light of the claims being made public. Jake reported on his most memorable television appearance that he wouldn't be noting misrepresentations made about him anyway. TD Jakes began crying and insinuated subtly tough. Oh, the tales that were circumventing about him and P. Diddy on that Sing show. You can think anything you desire to figure. I don't mind. I came to go about my business. I came to forecast as I was directed. I came to the experts say great thou great, and devoted applause worker some vibe that in spite of what others might think or say, this was an endearing second that showed Jake's grit and self-truth some anyway. Think it was all the more an admission due to the manner in which he acted and made statements that appeared to suggest culpability. We should return to 2024. TD Jakes is endeavoring to explore the fierce waters welcomed on one by steady charges while convincing his run of his guiltlessness. He vivaciously shields his activities despite a beach of claims, offering exhaustive clarifications for his continuous presence with rap magnate scene. Diddy brushes and winding at strong verbal embroidery to scatter any waiting worries, discussing who you ought to be seen with disturbs me since they are our children and little girls I work with, destitute sanctuaries, visit jail services, and manage killers and attackers. Individuals drive me up the wall, discussing who you'd ought to be seen with. I do destitute havens, I stroll in jail services, I manage killers, I manage agitators and executioners since they're our kids, our children, and our little girls' glory. I never need to legitimize stooping low on the off chance that you lower down low and cause someone problems you had no business. So I should sit at home and sit idle, and that is the reason don't they like me. So there is a ton of pressure all around. He needs to be cleared, yet he likewise believes his authority should be reestablished. Some battle that Jake's words bear the heaviness of his conviction, transforming a troublesome section into a convincing story of diligence and assurance. Yet Jake additionally needed to manage a ton of analysis after a broadly flowed video of him strolling, certainly in what some named a frightening perp outfit, was delivered. I would have been gobbled up. Have you at any point been gobbled up? Have you gone through a period of gulping where everything was overpowering after this disputable second sentiments on whether he was letting us know up and down that he needed to let out the unadulterated truth? Very generally, various individuals have shown revenue in the video. Among them was the notable American vocalist Chris Earthy Colored, who was perceived for his melodic ability. This could simply be me talking like this happily each time I walk around the house. Now, this may very well be me haphazardly every time I stroll around the house. This is all I say. Have you at any point been gulped? He posted a video of himself ridiculing TD Jake, and it immediately acquired ubiquity and produced a ton of disses via virtual entertainment. The interesting film became a web sensation rapidly on various stages, making watchers snicker wildly and feeling cheerful and engaged. Chris Brown assumed control over the video with his clever interpretation of TD Jakes, adding truly necessary humor to the web. By declining to answer the charges evened out against him, TD Jake has monitored consideration and made many individuals chuckle. Validity and trust might be lost on the off chance that public worries or issues are not tended to. Disregarding issues could compound them and increment individuals' inconvenience and disappointment. Connections among partners and the substance's standing could endure because of this absence of straightforwardness, which could cause partners to feel distance. Furthermore, in the event that the public charges are not treated in a serious way, the circumstance can deteriorate. Permitting deceiving data to spread can fuel the deficiency of trust and make a misshaped story that may be trying to address later. Apparently, TD Jakes is creating a story that recommends the tattle about him stems just from individuals' abhorrence for him. This is the sort of close-to-home compulsion that he is by all accounts attempting to use to prevail upon individuals strikingly. He attempts to safeguard himself, guaranteeing that assuming any of the charges evened out against him are valid, he should simply ask God for pardoning this system. Should be visible as a work to get away from responsibility. It's charming on the grounds that these proactive guards are commonly not utilized by the individuals who have been dishonestly blamed TDJ. Key's pre-planned use for wonderful kindness and human revulsion as a springboard could blow up above all else by zeroing in consideration on what is by all accounts an individual inclination against him, as opposed to the particular charges. It could subvert genuine responsibility. This could mutilate current realities and make it more testing to evaluate the conditions unbiasedly. In addition, endeavoring to impact individuals' viewpoints through close-to-home shakedown may bit by bit dissolve certain. Only on the off chance the people accept that TD Jakes has been hoodwinked or controlled, he can lose believability in a period where genuineness and straightforwardness are exceptionally esteemed. Such strategies can possibly boomerang and harm not exclusively one standing, yet in addition, one's expert connections besides this system can coincidentally decrease the gravity of any cases by outlining what is happening as one of like against low. That additionally cheapens the central matters of the declarations in lessons, which underscore that it is so critical to address any conceivable bad behavior while endeavoring to deal with a difficult situation. Utilizing procedures that vigorously depend on controlling feelings and sitting tight for help from above could be grievous for one's expert and individual life. TJ's utilization of obvious, profound shows, for example, into control individuals' feelings raises extra worries, while veritable showcases of feeling can be profoundly strong. Intentional control of feelings can prompt doubt and skepticism. Assuming crying is seen as constrained or deliberate, it might diminish the effect of the feelings he is endeavoring to convey. Crying can likewise be perused as an endeavor to redirect consideration from the essential issues his profound eruption could project out on its certifiable, which would make individuals more questionable of the circumstance. All in all, besides the pessimistic results of this sort of close-to-home extortion reach out past the quick conditions, it could add to an overall environment of doubt, where individuals become dubious and scared of Jake, which will make it harder for them to have a genuine connection with him later on. Over the long haul, utilizing close-to-home control as a technique would hurt one's standing and validity to keep up with the trust of his crowd in an environment when earnestness is being addressed and public certainty is getting more enthusiastically to stop by. TD Jakes should talk one. The straightforwardness and trustworthiness. Sadly, the direction recommends that TD Jakes could adhere to safeguarding his activities as opposed to tolerating straightforwardness and conceding reality. This affinity of supporting can fuel the damage to his standing, particularly when matched with profound coercion. The individuals who are requesting genuine responsibility might turn out to be considerably more rankled, assuming you won't acknowledge liability and minimize the gravity of any allegation. Ends declining to recognize and face